Hi guys, welcome to GameTalk. Ajax Go Ahead Eagles 1-1. With me today, Sahbi, welcome. We've been away for almost 2 weeks now because of the international break, and today finally another Ajax match again. Unfortunately, we dropped points. Sahbi, thank you for being here. Take it away, bro.
What can I say, man? What can I say? Terrible. Terrible game. Terrible first half. Terrible match. And against the same opponent in which we lost points last season. Seriously, I really wanted to scratch my eyes out during the first half. It was so bad. No tempo, no creativity. They played in such a tempo that even myself or my grandma, even you would play this game during the match. It was so bad, man. I'm laughing now, just like in Dutch expression, like a farmer
With
with
toothpick.
exactly. So man, it was so mind blown in a negative way. That vibe is still with me. Man, I can't understand how we played like this. We know PSV lost. We had that information already. You know you played very poor the last two games. You know you had to do way better than the previous games. So my expectation at the start was, yeah, we're gonna do it. Against go ahead. We're gonna give some players some rest, okay? But this is still go ahead. We should win easily.
And
But when we viewed the game, terrible, man. Seriously, a lot of possession. That's what we had. A lot of possession. That's all. We didn't create any chances. Not really big chances. Go ahead was only playing to defend and to attack when in transition, and they succeeded. That's basically the conclusion. We were bad. They were okay in transition. They defended well. First half, Blind, one of our best players, was one of our most dangerous player as a left back. At first half, wow, we saw a level of Blind that we haven't seen for a long time. He was like giving passes like it was Christmas. Really happy about that. But then the second half, not that great, not that
yeah,
great
we,
at all.
we will we will get into that in
Yeah,
a few minutes because yeah, we have to discuss that goal we conceded.
yeah,
But first, I have a question, bro. Is it a
yeah.
fault of the coach that he took it too easily and went with a totally different lineup today? Do you think that is a mistake by his side? I know it's in hindsight and we lost points, so it's easy to say it is a mistake. But your direct competitor, your biggest competitor, dropped points today, 3 points. So you could, yeah, take a big lead on them by winning this game. And it's in your own stadium. Was it a good decision by Schreuder to play with a lot of different players today?
Well, you can argue that. I mean, there are different perspectives. In the previous game talk that I had with Papimento, I said play with the same 11. Well, not the same 11. I opted for Broby in striker position and then Kudus in the 10 position and keep the players because you want to boost their confidence after two very bad games. But then again, I I can't imagine Schroeder playing with such three new players, I think, or at least Grealish and Ocampos, Tadic on the left side without Bergwijn and so on.
Klaassen instead of Bergwijn.
Klaas as a 10. Only our defense was basically the same, and our goalie. I can imagine he would do that because we have a Napoli game coming up. Go ahead is an opponent which you need to win under normal circumstances. So, from his perspective, from his thought, I can imagine he would do this. This is basically the only option to give players some additional playing time. The ones that are on the bench. Otherwise, you would never have any playing time. So it was a good solution to see how certain players would cope, how certain players play, whether they deserve this starting spot or whether they deserve some more minutes. And I can tell you, Ajax, there were some players who were really, really, really bad.
Yeah, we can see it in your grades after the video. So that second half, Sahbi, we were 1-0 up. We couldn't increase the lead. We tried, but it didn't work. And then that counter attack where the 1-1 came from. I want to highlight Blind because you said he was terrific in the first half, and I agree. He made some terrific progressive passes, like passing a few lines, even, you know. And in that second half, I was watching him closely when he was tracking back towards our own goal, and he
He
looked
kept
at
on
he
looking.
looked at the attacker like 3 or 4 times, and he just
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
didn't increase his speed, and I cannot imagine it was his maximum speed that he was running at. And at the moment that he catched up with him, he was actually closer to our goalie than the attacker was, and then he just
Yeah.
I didn't know what he did with that cross that came in from the left side, but he just stood still, and then he
Yeah.
anticipated not as well as the attacker. What do you think of that
Yeah.
moment? Because
Yeah.
it's
I was I
crazy.
was so I was so pissed. He was way too late. I mean, as you said, he anticipated already. He watched so many times behind his shoulders to see where he is, so he could have anticipated on the chance that would come up, the possibility for the opponent to score, but still he let him shoot that ball.
Yeah,
It's incredible. It's really incredible. This like a 180 degrees change between the first half and the second half. First half, excellent. He didn't have to defend, so he was mainly building up, and that's one of his that's his strongest asset. And in the second half, you saw the different side when Go Ahead had to attack, when they had to take risk. You could see the downfall from Blind. You could see how bad he was. So what he performed in the first half was gone from my
yeah.
point of view, gone.
It was actually the perfect match to highlight what his strengths are and what his weaknesses
The
are, because
weaknesses, exactly.
the passing was terrific, especially the first half, and then that second half you could see what a liability he can be if he is counted upon.
Yeah,
So then that 1-1 came. Schreuder had to try to turn things around, and he made those 3 substitutions in the end. Unfortunately, it didn't change anything. Do you think that he could have done things differently during that match, or do you agree that that was the only solution left for those last 10-15 minutes?
yeah. I mean, he did the utmost. I mean, he subbed off a defender, put in additional striker. He put Kudus on the right side at first, so that was a bit confusing for me. I mean, he played him as a striker. He even said he can play as a right wing, but he can also play as a 10. I I would have loved to play him as a. I would have loved to see him as a 10. Eventually, he went a bit to the middle. But what I was really surprised about is Taj going again to the right side. I mean, he had a decent first half. When he went to the right side, it was bad again. I mean, I can't understand why he had to switch to the right side in favor of Bergwijn. Bergwijn is coming in. Let him take the right side and Tadic keep him on the left side.
He
Because
actually, he
that's
actually, he actually played there also with the Dutch national squad. You know, Bergwijn came from the right side a few times there also, so
yeah,
he is
true,
familiar. He is familiar with that position. So why
true.
not try him there? But yeah, that's a different
Indeed,
story, I guess.
indeed. And Tadic played as a left winger within the Serbian national team as well. So it's, I mean, why changing things if you could play every player in his right position? And Bergwijn, we still don't know what his actual best position is. He loves to play; it's his favorite position, the left side. But he could also play as a striker, also play as a 10, also play as a right winger. So try that out. Try that out. But that was not the issue today, by the way. It's like we lost our focus, we lost our creativity. The tempo was bad. At first, when Alvarez and so on came in, we had a bit more of energy. It looked like we gonna get that second goal, but yeah, still, it was totally bad. So frustrated, so disappointed, and I'm afraid with what we will get on next
Tuesday.
week when we play against Napoli. The
Yeah,
only small highlight that I have is Grealish, who played a
yeah.
decent game.
let's get into that because I want to briefly hear from your side. Grealish or Campos, both their first starting place today in the Ajax squad from the beginning. Quickly, briefly highlight for me what you think how they performed today.
Grealish did well, more than decent. He was calm on the ball. He has lovely one-touch passes, like doesn't hold the ball that much. That was really great to see. The only thing that I really think he could improve is the way he always went to the crowd. He went to the crowd environment within the pitch, so he wasn't always available to get to give that pass to him. And so maybe that's something that he needs to get used to, or the players need to get used to him. That was a bit for which I thought maybe that's something that he could improve. But for his first game, I think he did a good job. And yeah, Ocampos, I can be very clear. I can be very clear and be very strict on it. Terrible guy. He was invisible. As I said on Twitter, if invisibility was a sport, he would be world champion because he was so bad. And maybe Schroeder should have subbed him way earlier than the 60th minute because he didn't have any added value. There was no danger from his side. There was no connection between the players, and of course, this is his first game. But nonetheless, he's an experienced player. He played so many years at top level, at least with big clubs. He should have done something, and he didn't. So I really have to praise and clap for our supervisory board that they stopped the transfer because 20 million would be a joke.
Yeah, we dodged the bullet there, but I can understand that Schreuder didn't sub him because you would destroy his confidence totally if you would sub him the first time that he played. But I agree, he was terrible today. So I got one last question for you, bro. Champions League is back again Tuesday. Ajax Napoli, 9 o'clock. What are your thoughts about the upcoming match, and what's your prediction?
This man, the way we played these last couple of games, I mean, I have to say, I got some shivers, man. I'm not. I don't have that total confidence anymore because Napoli also played today. They had a win, decent. They're in form. They're on top of the table at the moment, so they have that confidence boost. But us, we're playing so bad that we really need our fans in the stadium to put that additional extra pepper in the ass of our players, to put in that extra energy, because that's what we need. We need tempo, we need creativity, we need that Champions League vibe again to move on, because it's a must win. If we lose points, we have to focus on third place because we won't catch it anymore.
It's 9 points then for Napoli, so it will be very difficult. We move, bro. Hopefully we improve, and we need that win desperately. So I hope we just do it with a nice performance.